No, not at all. I'm saying we're a political party, so obviously, we would like to be in government. The second part of our role is to be in opposition. The Westminster system has an institutionalised official opposition whose job is to critique, to question and to probe. Why? Because that leads to government being better when they're under pressure. Even look at the layout of the floor of the Westminster Parliament. It's adversarial, you're facing off against each other. That's the nature of our system, and it's important that we do that job.
What about one of the members? You'd hope that he was going to be a member of the coalition, Tony Crook, the WA National. Now, he's not going to be sitting in the National Party room. That's got to be a disappointment to you and the Nats.
Sure. It is, but we all know that the West Australian National Party marched to the beat of a different drum. They are a proudly independent political party, and we respect that. But on the centre-right, we're going to be pretty ecumenical in our approach, and I'm sure that we'll work well with Mr Crook.
Okay. Look, I think that's a real blow for the opposition. I don't want to prejudge why Mr Crook's made his decision, but I think it is a real blow. I know there was a lot of discussion about it earlier on, that he would be in the National Party room, he would be in the Coalition Party room. Now he's doing neither, and I think that sends a pretty strong signal about the level of discomfort with the way Tony Abbott is taking his approach to this new minority parliament.
I want to look at one other issue before we go. That is the Commonwealth Games. Kate, the Shadow Foreign Affairs spokesperson, Julie Bishop, says that the government should be providing full briefings to the athletes, not just say, look at the travel advisory, to provide the guidance, to provide their own security assessment. That's a fair enough request, isn't it? Why doesn't the government do that?
There is a set procedure for this. There is travel advisories issued. I know that the athletes are being briefed on that. They've got a very good system of care through the Commonwealth Games Committee and so forth. And these practices are well established, not just for Commonwealth Games, but for our other international teams that travel regularly, for which travel advisories may or may not be relevant. So there's a standard practice that I have full confidence in. And ultimately, it's up to the athlete. They have their individual choice whether they stay or go. So I get concerned when people start playing games with this, start whipping up outside of those procedures, and I think it's irresponsible of Julie Bishop to be making the comments she is and causing concern when we have perfectly well-established procedures that I think everybody can be confident in.
Senator Fifield, these advisories are being updated regularly, so the athletes should be across that. Is Julie Bishop being irresponsible in making these calls and suggesting the government isn't doing enough on this front?
Not at all. Julie's just making the observation that it's important that Australian athletes representing the nation have the benefit of full and formal briefing on the circumstances in India. I hope that's happening. If it's not, it should be corrected, but I hope it is happening, and hopefully Senator Lundy's assurance is a good one.
Senator Fifield, obviously a very difficult decision for these athletes as to whether or not to stay or go. Some are arriving as we speak pretty much in New Delhi. It must be such a difficult moment. How do you think, and what would be your recommendation, your advice to each of the athletes? I mean, it's obviously such a tough time for them.
Yeah, look, I wouldn't seek to give advice to individual athletes. I think all of us hope that India gets it together in time for the Games. We know that developing countries do face particular challenges hosting large events like this, but I think we're all willing them on to get it there and get it right. And I think most athletes are chomping at the bit to get over there. So if they can, if it's safe, then they should. I think we all just want to see a successful Games.
Because obviously, Kate, these are people that have trained entire lifetimes in many cases for an opportunity like this.
Look, indeed, and let's take this opportunity both to wish them the best of luck. I think it's a fantastic opportunity. I think the New Delhi Games will be remarkable. We're all hoping that it goes without any dramas or any problems at all, and just wish our athletes the best. It's a great moment for them, and we should be celebrating their successes and efforts.
Okay, before we go, the Prime Minister has moved into the Lodge, finally. It's taken some time. Kate Lundy, yes. Do you think she wanted her own mandate? Some are questioning whether or not she's got the clear mandate, but she's in the Lodge now with her partner.
Well, as she is the Prime Minister of this country, and look, as a very proud Canberran, it's wonderful to be able to welcome Julia Gillard to the Lodge. I think this city is a very, very, very beautiful city, one of the most beautiful in the world with its planned layout. And now we have, quite rightly, a Prime Minister, as the Prime Minister before her, living in the lodge. So that's wonderful. And forgive me for this, but stand in contrast to the previous Prime Minister, former Prime Minister under the other government, John Howard, who did refuse to live in the lodge all those years. So we're proud to have our Labor Prime Ministers right here in Canberra where they belong.
Senator Fifield, do you think Tony Abbott would, have a little bit of, be a bit bittersweet today as he arrives at Parliament House, thinking, he was within a whisker of moving in there himself?
Oh, look, I don't think he would have given it a moment's thought. He's too busy with the job at hand. But I would note that, as with most Prime Ministers, Julia Gillard practically broke a hamstring to get into Kirribilli House the other day. And if Tim's got a bit of time, I did notice the lawns of the lodge needed a bit of a mow. So a bit of work to do.
Well, hopefully, I know that he does enjoy this program, so he might take your advice there. Thanks, Senator Fifield. Senator Lundy, appreciate your time this morning.
Thanks
Should be an interesting week ahead. And that's all for AM Agenda. I'm Kieran Gilbert. Appreciate your company. Thanks.